Linda Ridgway is a sculptor, printmaker, and a teacher who works in conceptualist mode. Her subtle and poetic sculptures and prints have been a significant presence in the Dallas art community since the mid-1970s. She was born in 1947 in the town of Jeffersonville, Indiana. She attended the Louisville School of Art in Anchorage, Kentucky, and she went on to receive a Master's of Fine Arts from the Tulane University in New Orleans in 1973. She has since made her home in Dallas, Texas, and throughout the 1980s, her work has evolved from minimalist constructions made out of ephemeral materials to the sculptures cast in bronze. It has been said that in her hands, the bronze medium is transformed into something uniquely personal and eccentric, often using sources as natural botanical forms like flowers and vines, or everyday objects such as pillbox hats and dresses. As a collective, her work consists of prints, bronze casts, and installation pieces. But in all of her work, she transforms her subjects into poetic objects that are surprisingly elegant and sometimes mysterious. She has said that the catalyst of her work is the memories she has of her mother reading Robert Frost's poems to her when she was ill as a child. The poetic interpretations of Frost's work inspired Ridgway to develop her own definition of the world around her. Her work also asks the viewer to identify the visual connection between nature and an individual's journey. We see this inspiration and theme in her pieces Still Life, When Roses Cease to Bloom, and My Hours Are Married to Shadow. In the print piece Still Life, When Roses Cease to Bloom, Linda started with a ghost print photograph of withering roses. Relying on her early training in photography, she captured subtle shadows to highlight in the bronze cast of the roses for her sculpture piece, My Hours Are Married to Shadow. The work portrays two rose stems wrapped together with a curved metal wire. The roses appear to be in the process of wilting as the leaves curled inward and have a brittle texture. The piece hangs upside down on the wall at a nail brace point. It depicts angular shapes in the bronze roses and curved lines in the wire that connects the two stems. Arranging the roses upside down evokes the concept of gravity, pulling the flowers downwards. The position of the roses and accompanying shadow also adds the visual effect of a two-dimensional drawing. The orientation of the work causes the piece to appear drawn on the wall. The effect creates a unique connection between a conceptual drawing and a physical sculpture. In order to cast the roses in bronze, they first needed to be deconstructed to cast and then were reassembled later in the process. Inspired by Alberto Giacometti's delicate sculptures, she carefully worked to capture the essence of these roses as they enter the end of their life cycle, and in turn gave them immortality. Yves Klein blue was applied to the bronze cast and then blackened in areas. Linda sandblasted the cast with a metal grinder and worked to create patina typically seen in bronze sculptures that would reveal all of the shadows, depth, dimension, and delicate details of the roses. The results of the bronze sculpture then inspired Linda to add Yves Klein blue coloring to the photograph that in its original form was mentioned before as a subtle black and white ghost print. The digital photograph depicts the roses lying on a flat white surface at a diagonal. When hanging next to the bronze sculpture, the similarities between the two pieces are highlighted. Although Linda found herself often inspired by poetry to create her works of art, it was actually the opposite in this case. She first created the print and bronze sculptures and found herself thinking of a poem written by Emily Dickinson, When Roses Cease to Bloom, Dear. The poem speaks about summer turning into fall and all of the change that surrounds as the roses cease to bloom and the beauty at the end is to be appreciated. This poem was a metaphor for Dickinson's relationship at the time, but is a relatable theme in many ways as we journey through life. If you would like to read Emily Dickinson's poem, scan the QR code on the wall label identifying the work.